Genesis chapter 3. For verse 1 we have Butchbeer, we have Chemishi in the margin. Note for verse 4 is Masha, Bala, Pasik, Binihan, and now Moses kept the flock of Yetru, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert, and came to the mountain of divinity, even to Horeb. And the angel of God as noun and verb appeared unto him, the flame of fire, out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. And when God as noun and verb saw that he turned aside to see, divinity called unto him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Draw not nigh hither. Put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. Moreover, he said, I am the divinity of thy father, the divinity of Abraham, the divinity of Isaac, and the divinity of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon divinity. And God as noun and verb said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people, which are in Egypt, and I have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. And I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them out of that land unto a good land, and a large, and unto a land flowing with milk and honey, and the place of the Canaanite, the Hittite, and the Amorite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me, and I have also seen the oppression, wherefore the Egyptians oppress them. Come now therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. And Moses said unto God, Who am I, that I should go unto Pharaoh, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt? And he said, Certainly, I will be with thee, and this shall be a token unto thee, that I have sent thee. When thou hast brought forth the people out of Egypt, ye shall serve divinity upon this mountain. And Moses said unto divinity, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The divinity of your fathers hath sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, What is his name? And what shall I say unto them? And divinity said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am, hath sent me unto you. And God said moreover unto Moses, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, God is noun and verb, divinity of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the divinity of Isaac, the divinity of Jacob, hath sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. And Ahya is one of those tetragrammatons, and I guess we'll get into that later. But it's the being that must have being. Another thing. Go and gather the elders of Israel together, and say unto them, the God is a noun and verb, divinity of your fathers, the divinity of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob, appeared unto me. Oh, Al-He is the power that goes out to, saying, I have surely visited you, and have seen that which is done to you in Egypt, and I have said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt unto the land of the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Amorite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, unto a land flowing with milk and honey. And they shall hearken unto thy voice, and thou shalt come, thou and the elders of Israel, unto the king of Egypt, and ye shall say unto him, God is noun and verb, divinity of the Hebrews, hath met with us. Now let us go, we beseech thee, 3 days' journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice unto God is noun and verb, our God. And I'm sure that the king of Egypt will not let you go, no, not by a mighty hand. And I will stretch out my hand and smite Egypt with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst thereof, and after that he will let you go. And I will give this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, and it shall come to pass that when ye go, ye shall not go empty, but every woman shall borrow of her neighbor, and of her that sojourneth in her house, jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and ye shall put them upon your sons and upon your daughters, and ye shall despoil Egypt. Get through his excellence, connecting with gang, better, excellency. Asher is honest, happy, prosperous, blessed, when, where, how, because, every, for as much, whence, wherein, of, sure, soever, and it's connected with other stuff, so blessed, happy, going, making a step. Al can also relate to a sort, or some, or these, they, so, thus, who, but in the ordinary sense, it refers to something treated as a deity or magistrate, or some contexts it says an angel, but remember in India they worship the Devi. There are people who worship the Ahuras and among the Persians, so there's also that. Al can also refer to a strong tree or oak or elm or something that's used religiously, like with a curse or with an exorcism or an oath, or that sort of stuff. He is I will be, where, and could be making a promise or something clear. Wamsha Hya Rah At Tzan Yitru Chitnu Kahan Madin Winhug At Hetzan Atcher Hemdeber Weba al-Hur Halhim Churbah Wira Malak Yahweh Al-Yu Bulbat Ash Matuk Hasna Wira Wahna Hasna Bar Bash Wahsanah Enu Akal we Amr Mashah Asra na War'ah at Hemra Hagdol Hasa Madwa La Yabar Hasna Wira Yahweh Ki Sir Braut Wikra Aliu Alhim Matuk Hasna we Amr Masha we Amr Hani we Amr al Taqrib Home Shul Nalik Mal Ruglik Ki Hemkum Asher Atta Almad Alu Admat Kadach Wa we Amr Anki Alhi Abik Alhi Abraham Alhi Yitzchak Walhi Yakum we stir Masha Penu Ki Yura Mahbith Al Halhim we Amr Yahweh Rah Reiti at Ani Ami Asher Bumtsrim Wat Tsaktam Shemati Mapni Nagshu Ki Yadati at Makabu Ward Latzilu Maid Mitzrim Wal Halatu Man Hearts Hahwa Al Arts Thuba Wurchaba Al Arts Zibit Chulb Woodbush Al Makum Haknani Wah Chati Wah Amri Wah Persi Wah Swi Wah Yabusi Wata Hanah Sakat Bani Yashral Bah Ali Wagam Riti at Haltitz Asher Mitzrim Litzim Atom Wata Laka Wash Lachuk Al Parah Wah Wutza at Ami Bani Yishral Memtsrim we Amr Masha Al Halhim mi Anki Ki Al Parah Waki Outzia at Bani Yishral Memtsrim we Amr Ki Ahya Amak Wazah Lak Hout Ki Anki Shulchtik Bahwatyak at Ham Memtsrim Tabdun at Halhim Al Heher Hazah we Amr Masha Al Halhim Hnah Anki Ba Al Bani Yashral Wamrati Laham Alhi Ab Wat Yakam Shulchani alikum wamru li mah shamu mah amr alham wi amr alhim almashh ahya asher ahya wi amr ka tamar Ulabni Yishral Ahya Shulchani Alikam Wi Amr Aud Alhim Al Mashh Ka Tamar Al Bani Yishral Yahwa Al Hi Abtikam Al Hi Abraham Al Hi Yitzchak Wal Hi Yakum Shul Chug Shulchani Alikum Zah Shemi Lalam Wazah Zikri Lider Der Luk Wasput At Zakni Yishral Wamrat Alham Yahwa Alhi Amtikam Nur'ah Ali Alhi Abraham Yitzchak Wi Aqab Lamer Paqad Paqdati Atkam Wat Hashwi Lakam Bumtsrim Wamer Allah Atkam Mani Matsrim Al Arts Hek Nani Wah Chiti Wah Amri Wah Perzi Wah Chui Wah Yib Wasi Al Arts Zippet Chub Woodbush Wush Mao Luk Luk Wabat Ata Was Qani Yashral Al Mulk Matsrim Wam Ratam Aliu Yahwa Al Hi Habriyam Nakra Alinu Wata Nilka Na Dirk Shulshut Yum Yum Bum Dibber Wan Zabacha Liyahwa Alhinu